Hi there, welcome to BoxPred. This is my prediction video on the fight that's happening later this week, the 26th of November, between Saul Alvarez and Kermit Cintron for the WBC light middleweight title. First of all, just like to give a shout to a YouTube user, goes by the name of ScalaGreen20 or ScalaGreen20, I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced. So thank you, mate, for giving me a message about this fight and reminding me to do a video giving my predictions and thoughts. Here it is. So my prediction for this fight is a victory for Saul Alvarez, and I'm going to go with a late stoppage. I'm going to say round 11. Now, both of these guys have high KO percentages in around the 70%, 70% mark. Cintron does have a bit of a height and reach advantage in this one. And let's just talk first about Kermit Cintron, the challenger here, because a lot of people think that this guy has a real chance in this fight and is going to give, basically give Saul Alvarez all he can handle. I personally think the fight will be more comfortable than a lot of people expect for Alvarez. Basically, I'm going to explain my reasons now. I think that Cintron is he's decent overall as a fighter. He has a decent jab, and he's decent inside, but he's not really good at one thing for me. He is a good counterpuncher, but he's not great outside, and he's not great inside. And for me, basically, his jab, although it shows good promise, he always manages to get sucked inside. And then when he's inside, if you look, this is a perfect example of this, is his fight against Molina a couple of fights ago. He has the jab, a type of range and reach and stuff, that he could be a very good outside fighter and keep the fight on the outside if he employed his jab to more effect. But he gets sucked inside by Molina, and then he loses a decision. And a lot of that fight was fought on the inside. So it shows that inside he can be beaten. While he can counterpunch, he can be outworked. I have questions over Cintron's, personally I have questions over Cintron's heart really as well. You know, can he fight through the barriers when it gets real hard in there? I'm not sure he can. And for me, against a guy like Alvarez, you need to be really good at one thing so you can stick to that game plan. You can master that game plan against him to defeat him. Now Cintron does have, like I said, counterpunching ability, and he has some power there. We know he has power because of his, you know, I know KO percentages aren't everything to go by, but he's had a pretty substantial career thus far, and he has got, you know, some good stoppages on his resume. He's shown power, and this also comes down to his, you know, ability to counterpunch at angles and, you know, with a different variety of punches. Now moving on to Alvarez, the reasons why, you know, I've just explained that about Cintron is that for me Alvarez's hand speed is underrated. I know a lot of guys feel, you know, he was given the world title in that fight with Hatton, and you know he hasn't really earned a lot to be where he is. But I do think he's coming on quite a bit, and he's you know, he's quite a force to be reckoned with. I think his hand speed, as he showed against Ryan Rhodes, is very good. I think, you know, I expected Rhodes to get, you know, Rhodes did perform well, but I expected Rhodes to give him far more problems than he did, because I thought a slick fighter, you know, would be able to dodge his punches and, you know, slip his punches and come back and counter. But, you know, Alvarez is so quick with those hands, and he throws such a good speedy combination and different range of punches in that combination, that he just pins you back, and there was no answer there's no answer to give. He makes it very hard to counterpunch you because he has power, and he throws a very good range of punches. He will go to the body and up top in the same movements, and he throws a you know, a vicious uppercut normally at the end of his combination, which please watch out for in this fight, because that punch comes at the end of a combination. So it's very good because when he goes maybe low and up top, that opens the defending fighter up, his opponent up, so that the uppercut can land more cleanly. That's what I think Alvarez does. He sets you up for certain punches with other punches. So he moves your defense from one area to another, and then will very quickly and ferociously attack the part that's undefended. I think that Alvarez will dictate the pace of this fight. I think if it's coming down to the dictation of pace, I think Alvarez has more ability to dictate the pace of a fight than Cintron does. I think he needs to look for body punches, which I think Kermit Cintron is susceptible to. I really do. I think Alvarez also has good counter-punching ability, so that's another problem that Cintron has to face, is if he's coming from the outside and he wants to throw punches and be on the attack and be more of an aggressor, he's going to find that Alvarez has the ability to very quickly counter-punch. And also, Alvarez is a very patient fighter. He won't rush through a fight. He won't rush his opponent out of there. He will take his time with Cintron, and he will wear him down if needs be. He has the ability to stop people early. He has the ability to just rush you and get you out of there. But he's not the type of guy who looks for it every time, and that's part of the key to his success. Doesn't get carried away by his own power, the hype of his own power, if you like. He understands that he has to be patient and use more boxing skill to wear down his opponent and wait for the correct openings. He's been against another pretty slick fighter in Alfonso Gomez. He stopped him in the 6th round. I think he has a decent defense. Alvarez, he knows how to defend. I think he knows a lot more than he's given credit for. I think he has more ring generalship than he's given credit for. I think in this fight he's going to prove to a lot of guys, he is going to be, he's turning into, the real deal, really. And like I said, he's not all positive. He's not a perfect fighter. I'm not saying that by any means, but I think I'm just going to try and give Alvarez his just due here. I think he does make this easier work than a lot of people are giving him credit for. I actually think that he is powerful. His power will tell, and I think he will win it by a late stoppage. I think he's going to wear Cintron down. If he does win the decision, I think Cintron is going to be in quite a bad way towards the end of the fight, and I think he's going to be in survival mode, basically. I may be going out on a limb here saying he's going to be, assuming such a dominant performance by Alvarez, seeming that Cintron is a very good fighter, and he's been in there with very good fighters, and he's held his own. But, I think that he doesn't have the tools in his arsenal. He's not good enough at one thing to apply that to this fight and defeat Alvarez via that route. And I think that to beat Alvarez, you need to be either a very good outside fighter who's going to be able to dictate the pace of the fight with the jab, and then, if Cintron was a very good outside fighter, I would say he has a really good chance in this one, because he can use his jab to keep the fight on the outside, and then when Alvarez comes in, he can use his good counter-punching skills to counter and win the points. If he's very good on the inside, Alvarez can be susceptible on the inside to a very good inside game. I think a good inside fighter can give Alvarez problems, in my opinion. Because although I feel that Alvarez has good defense on the inside, I feel that he can lose by points if it goes on the inside. Because if you've got a good inside fighter who knows how to defend, who knows how to ride with punches and deliver counters on the inside, I feel that you can beat Alvarez on the inside by a decision. But you have to be very good at either one of those, and I just don't think Kermit Cintron is. So that's my opinion on this fight. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you guys think, because I know a lot of guys give Cintron more chance than I do in this fight, and they think he's actually got a chance to defeat Alvarez. We shall see on the weekend. Thank you for watching. As always, please subscribe if you do like my channel. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you again to Scala Green 20. This is Boxpred, and I'm out.